T said this. Now, Mr. T was raised in the Bronx, if you all didn't know that. And in an interview, whenever Mr. T was questioned about how did he get out of the Bronx, so many people never get out of the place where they're at. They become drug dealers, they become all these things. And he said, yes, I was raised in the Bronx. I was raised in the ghetto. He said, but the ghetto never got in me. Man, that's a powerful statement. That he was raised in the ghetto, but the ghetto never got inside of him. You know, thinking big in small places, I could go around the room and get people to tell me about their story, about how they're making money now, about how some of you, one of us was cleaning houses whenever they started, and now is one of our top agents. The other one was just a military person's wife, and now she's one of our top agents. I mean, just over and over and over again, we could go around the room and point people out and say, listen, whenever they came into real estate, they were one thing, but they were bigger than that one thing, so they became something else. So it's a matter of thinking big in small places. Wherever you are today, you may consider it a small, insignificant part of this company. You may have only sold 1 or 2 houses last year. But you know what? That's not your calling in life to sell 1 or 2 houses and just to get along. It's your calling in life to have an abundance, to have enough for yourself and also enough to give away to somebody else. Now that's an abundant life. John Maxwell here tells a story that his father used to tell him. He said, when I was a kid, one of my father's favorite riddles went like this. 5 frogs were sitting on a log. 4 decided to jump off. How many were left?
5.
The first time he asked me this, I answered 1. He said, no was his response. 5. Why? Because there's a difference between deciding to do something and doing it. You know, all of us have started out in small places. I mean, you know, just... I could talk about the Willises, how that whenever they bought this franchise, how that it was the smallest, most insignificant franchise. Shirley and Dwayne Boone got adopted by the Willises. I think there was 3 salespeople here whenever they first bought it. Just what they have, you know, farmers from a place called Brighttown. How many of you ever heard of Brighttown? Farmers from a place called Brighttown grow up and have on the inside of them the ability to grow the #1 office for the past several years in units in the whole state of North Carolina. They had that ability on the inside of them. Not because they thought they were great, but they thought they could be great to a community and the community would reward them. You know, we're endeavoring this year to embark on some new ideas, some new relationships, and what we're going to try to do our best to do is have you come along with us. See, you can sit here today and decide, well, I think I'm going to do the Buffini program. I think I'm going to start attending meetings. I think I'm going to start my advertising. I think I'm going to start my mailing list. I'm going to start doing that. How many of you realize that it's real easy to start something or decide to start something? It's a little harder to follow through with it. But it's the law of diminishing intent. You know what that is? The law is the longer you decide to act on your decision, the odds go up tremendously on you never following through with that decision. But anyhow, I'm just going to encourage every one of you, come with us. Don't let that small thinking get on the inside of you. You can be anything you want to be, just with a little help. And leave here and not do anything that the instruction says. And next year, you'll be at the same place you are today, or less. Because, see, deciding to do nothing is worse than deciding to do something and failing.